Mark stood in his beautiful suburban garden, still wearing his expensive office suit. The morning sun was bright, but he didn't seem to notice as he poured water over a shriveled pitch-black rose bush. The water splashed loudly against the bone-dry dirt, soaking into the cracks of a plant that hadn't seen a green leaf in months. His neighbors watched from their windows, whispering the same question. Why is he still watering a plant that is clearly dead? Mark's hands were trembling as he gripped the watering can. His suit jacket was tossed on the grass, stained with dirt. He looked exhausted. His eyes were red, not from the sun, but from the weight of a hope that had turned into a burden. From the wooden porch, his grandfather, Thomas, had been watching in silence. He moved slowly, his footsteps soft on the gravel, until he stood beside the young man. Thomas didn't tell him to stop. He simply watched the water disappear into the cracked earth. "It's been a long morning, Mark," Thomas said, his voice as calm as a steady breeze. Mark didn't look up. "I can't give up on it yet, Grandpa. I've put so much time into this. 3 years of my life. I've bought the most expensive soil. I've stayed up late researching how to save it. If I stop now, all that effort, it just becomes a waste." He gestured vaguely toward the horizon, but his eyes were fixed on the dead plant. "It's like my job, or the way things ended with Sarah. I keep thinking that if I just give 5% more, if I stay a little longer, if I pour just 1 more gallon of water, it will change. I've invested too much to just walk away and have nothing to show for it." Thomas looked at the blackened, brittle stems. He saw the blistered skin on Mark's palms and the way his grandson's spirit seemed to be drying up along with the garden. "You are a good man, Mark," Thomas said gently. "You have a heart that wants to fix things. But look at the ground beneath you." Mark looked down. The area around the dead plant was a swamp of mud. His shoes were ruined, and his legs were covered in splashes of grey dirt. "You are drowning yourself, trying to quench the thirst of something that can no longer drink," Thomas observed. Mark lowered the watering can. "I'm just so tired, Grandpa," he whispered. "I don't know who I am if I'm not the person trying to save this." Thomas nodded slowly. "Sometimes the hardest work isn't the staying, it's the walking away." Thomas knelt down, ignoring the mud staining his trousers. He placed a gentle hand on the cracked rim of the watering can, bringing it to a halt. "Mark," he whispered, "don't look at the plant with your eyes. Look with your heart. Tell me, what do you hear it saying?" Mark wiped his forehead with a dirty sleeve, looking baffled. "Grandpa, it's a piece of wood. It doesn't talk. It's been dead since the winter frost." "Precisely," Thomas replied, his voice echoing with a deep, calm wisdom. "It is silent because its journey is over. It has accepted its end. But you are the one who is still shouting. Every drop of water you pour is a plea for the past to return. But the past has no ears." Mark felt a lump form in his throat. He looked at the grey, brittle branches that snapped at the slightest touch. "Listen closely, Mark," Thomas continued. "In life, we all have a limited amount of water. Think of this water as your energy, your love, and your precious time. It is the most valuable thing you own. But right now, you are standing in a cemetery of emotions. You are pouring your soul into a grave. He pointed to a small, empty patch of soil a few feet away, where the sun hit the ground perfectly. The earth is hungry for life. It needs that water for the seeds that haven't sprouted yet. It needs it for the flowers that are waiting for a chance to bloom. But as long as you are busy watering what is dead, those new seeds will stay thirsty. They will never have the chance to show you how beautiful they could be. Mark looked down at the muddy puddle around his boots. He realized he wasn't just tired, he was empty. He had given everything to a memory, leaving nothing for his reality. The soil needs water for new green leaves, Mark, not for rotten wood, Thomas said, his gaze steady and full of compassion. By trying to revive what is gone, you are only drowning your own future. You aren't being loyal to the plant. You are being a thief to yourself. You are stealing the life from your tomorrow to pay for a yesterday that has already left. Mark's grip on the handle loosened. For the first time, he saw the plant for what it really was. A ghost he was refusing to let go. Mark stood still for a long time. The only sound was the gentle rustle of leaves in the distance. Slowly, his fingers unclenched. The heavy watering can tipped over, thudding softly onto the grass. The last few drops of water spilled out, soaking uselessly into the mud. Mark looked down at his hands. They were stained with dark earth, his expensive suit sleeves ruined. For months, he had been so focused on the dead branches that he hadn't realized how much of the dirt he was carrying home with him. He had been so busy trying to save the past that he had become a prisoner of it. "It feels like I'm failing, Grandpa," Mark said, his voice barely a whisper. "If I walk away now, it's like everything I did meant nothing." Thomas placed a steady hand on Mark's shoulder. "A farmer doesn't fail when he clears a dead field, Mark. He prepares. You are not walking away because you are weak. You are walking away because you are finally brave enough to choose a path that actually leads somewhere." There was a long silence. Mark took a deep breath. For the first time in months, the tightness in his chest began to loosen. The air felt cooler, lighter. "Walking away is not a defeat," Thomas said softly. "It is the ultimate act of respect for your own future. You are finally telling yourself that your life is too valuable to be spent at a finish line that doesn't exist." Mark wiped his hands. He didn't look back at the dead plant. He looked toward the house, and for the first time, he saw the sun. From today's short story, we learned that loyalty to the past shouldn't cost you your future. Don't spend your whole summer waiting for a dead plant to bloom. Your energy is a gift meant for things that can actually grow. If you know someone who is exhausting themselves trying to fix the unfixable, please share this story with them. Let them know it's okay to let go and start over. Stay calm, be kind to yourself, and remember, your best days are waiting in the soil you haven't planted yet. Wishing you peace.